Very good evening and welcome. You're watching Beyond the Headline with me, Tamanna Inamdar. Today we're going to be talking about Rahul Gandhi's response to a notice to vacate his residence from the last 19 years. Is this propriety? Because, of course, technically he is no longer a member of parliament after the Surat court order. Or are we seeing politics in the speed with which, in a matter of 5 days, he's gone from losing his membership in parliament to his home? We're going to be talking about what the procedure is and what the politics of this act is. All of that coming up, but let me begin with the top stories at this hour. Congress stages Save Democracy protests across India. High drama in Delhi where Congress workers and leaders were detained during the Mashal March. Opposition takes the fight to the Lok Sabha Speaker's door. Sources say they're likely to move a no-confidence motion against the Speaker Om Birla in the Rahul Gandhi disqualification matter. Political bickering continues over Rahul Gandhi's bungalow. Rahul Gandhi agrees to vacate his bungalow as Congress calls it petty politics. Meanwhile, BJP says Congress is trying to divert attention. And fallout of Rahul Gandhi's remarks on Savarkar after snubbing Congress's dinner meet. Uddhav Thackeray raises the issue with Mallikarjun Kharge. Sharad Pawar plays peacemaker, tells Sonia Gandhi such comments are uncalled for. PM Modi inaugurates new BJP office in Delhi, sharpens attack on opposition, says all corrupt faces are coming together with only aim to defeat the BJP. Setback for victim's family in the Chawla rape and murder case. Top court dismisses and upholds acquittal of convicts and dismisses a review plea citing no merit. EPS wins the Jaya legacy battle. Madras High Court rules in favour of E. Palaniswamy, dismisses OPS camp's petition which challenged EPS elevation within the AIADMK. And some relief on the PAN card Aadhaar linkage. The deadline has been extended by 3 months. New deadline date is June 30th. Official government processes are known to be slow and often mired in red tape. But none of that red tape seems to have tripped up the alacrity with which Rahul Gandhi has found himself devoid of his membership of parliament and consequently his home of 19 years. Here's the sequence of events. On the 23rd of March, a Surat court found Rahul Gandhi guilty of defamation and sentenced him to 2 years in jail. He was given bail and a suspension of sentence so that he could appeal in a higher court. 24 hours later, on the 24th of March, the Lok Sabha Secretariat issued a letter notifying Rahul Gandhi of his disqualification as Member of Parliament from the Wayanad constituency. Again, this is as per law. In fact, an ordinance that would have given Rahul reprieve was shot down by him in 2013. 72 hours later, on the 27th of March, Rahul Gandhi receives a letter giving him notice to vacate his official bungalow at 12 Tughlaq Lane, a residence he has occupied since becoming a Member of Parliament for the first time in 2004. Today he has written back accepting and now has a month to vacate his official residence or face eviction. So in a matter of 5 days, Rahul Gandhi has gone from a prominent opposition MP with a coveted Lutyens Delhi address to having none of this. Now, is this all merely procedural? Propriety, because it is after all the rule. Or is there politics to play? Here is what both sides are saying.
नहीं, ये देखो, अब वो लोग पूरी कोशिश करेंगे उनको कमजोर करने के लिए, लेकिन घर खाली करे तो वो अपने माता के घर में जाके रहेंगे या कहीं हमारे पास आएंगे, हम खाली करके देंगे। ऐसा घर खाली करके डराने का, धमकाने का, ह्यूमिलेट करने का ये जो गवर्नमेंट का एटीट्यूड है इसको मैं कंडम करता हूँ और ये तरीका नहीं होता कि लोकतंत्र में कईयों बार हम लोग 3-3 महीने 4-4 महीने विदाउट घर रहे हैं। अब ये बंगला मेरे को मिलना तो मेरे को 6 महीने के बाद मिला।
घर उनका नहीं है, जनता का है। देखिए, कांग्रेस पार्टी इस बात की आदी हो चुकी है कि जैसे अमेठी में गरीब नागरिकों की जमीन हड़पा ली, वैसे ही आज देश की राजधानी में टैक्स पेयर का मकान हड़प लेंगे।
China NC spokesperson of the BJP joining us on the show this evening. I'm speaking with Sandeep Ghosh, author and political commentator, Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst with me, and Aishwarya Mahadev, spokesperson of the Congress. Ms. Mahadev, I'll get your comments first. In response to what Smriti Irani said, and we played out that clip for you, घर उनका नहीं है, taxpayer का है. कांग्रेस को आदत हो गई है कि आम आदमी या आम इंडियन का जो प्रॉपर्टी है वो हड़पना है. That's the message coming in. What's the big hue and cry about?
She really likes the theatrics, but first and foremost, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is not fazed by either his disqualification or the eviction or to ask him to leave the house that is there. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has spoken and said this very, very clearly, that the priority for him is to fight for the truth and basically to speak about the real issues plaguing this country. And the fact is, if you look at the sequence of events, and Tamanna, I'm going to correct you here, the manner in which that they have disqualified this member of parliament is patently unconstitutional and also illegal according to 102 and 103 of the Constitution, where if you want to disqualify an elected member, whether in the state or in the center, it has to be on the express recommendation of the Election Commission after a conviction. And mind you, in this case, there's been a 30-day, they vacated the order for 30 days, and after which the president, not the secretariat, not the speaker, not on the whims and fancies of the current dispensation, can a member be disqualified. One. And Ms. Smriti Irani can say all that she wants, but please tell me any lawyer worth his weight in anything from the BJP justifying this patent illegality. One. Second, you can do what you want. You can disqualify, you can evict, you can obviously arrest. But Mr. Rahul Gandhi is not going to stop speaking about the truth. He has not complained about having to give up any of his quarters. Again, as Mr. Kharge said, he walked for months. He stayed wherever he was given an opportunity. It's not like it matters. He is on the path for the truth, and he's on the path for the idea of what India is supposed to be, not this divided and charged sort of cacophony that we're seeing.
Unfazed.
This is the death knell of democracy, Tamanna.
Okay, Aishwarya Mahadev says he's unfazed. He's in fact written a letter saying he has fond memories and he will abide by it. So he's not challenging it. Procedurally, he does have a chance, or he does have an option to request an extension. Now, whether he does that or not remains to be seen. China NC, but the charge is that the manner in which all of this has happened, starting from the disqualification, is patently illegal. That's what Aishwarya Mahadev of the Congress says. That procedure was not followed. And the speed with which all of this has unfolded in merely 5 days. The Surat court order was just 5 days ago. There was a 2-day weekend in the middle. Has, that kind of speed been seen in other functioning of the government is a question that will be asked. Why the speed? Why the alacrity? Is there a political message being sent here, Ms. China NC?
Tamanna, this is nothing but procedural. Let's not read into it. And please, for all those who believe that entitlement is part of their sadistic pleasure, gone are those days. We adhere to a process of law.
What process?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me, Tamanna?
No, I can't hear.
Tamanna, are you able to hear me? Then I continue. उनको मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Now I can hear. All right, yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Would you like to reconnect?
Yes, no, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
I'm saying that this is nothing but procedural. And this is nothing but procedural. And for those people who believe that eviction from a home is some kind of entitlement, or your entitlement of being a particular family allows you to stay in a particular home for years and years and years, I think that we need to review and relook. What has the BJP got to do with any of this? If you have a defamation case where the honorable courts pronounce something, if the speaker is well within their jurisdiction to take a decision, if the Lok Sabha Secretariat notifies saying that an official residence should be vacated, for which I'd like to actually applaud Rahul Gandhi, because he has said that he will evict himself and leave the house in question. And it's not as if this family has only one home. There could be many, many others in contention, whether there's a 10 Janpat or other homes. And if you have stayed there for over 19 years, I think that the government cannot be questioned for a procedural process, which is eviction as in accordance with law. And if you have the Surat court coming out with a defamation case, if the sentence is suspended, if the Lok Sabha Secretariat notifies Rahul Gandhi,
1 minute, Aishwarya Mahadev, 1 minute. She heard you through. 1 minute, Aishwarya Mahadev, 1 minute. She heard you through. Let's listen to Shaina and C's point. Yes.
What is this?
Tamanna, can please.
I don't understand what this UN cry is. And Tamanna, Mr. Rahul Gandhi himself doesn't seem to have a problem with the procedure. And the others in question seem to be saying that as if he's left homeless and doesn't have a home to go to.
No, is it coming across as
still
petty?
has 10 Janpat.
No,
and it's not a question of that. It's about entitlement. It's about what is right and what is wrong. Is it propriety in public life? Is propriety in politics acceptable or not? When it comes to Prime Minister Modi, whether it's the question of a Congress person or somebody from BJP or another party, there is due process of law which has to be followed. And these are procedures which have been enacted only in accordance with law.
Quick response from Aishwarya. Quick response from Aishwarya. The question, if Rahul Gandhi doesn't have an issue, okay, if Rahul Gandhi doesn't have an issue, what is the problem? Aishwarya Mahadev.
Tamanna, Rahul Gandhi ji has the grace to basically say he will abide by what it is, but that does not make the fact that this disqualification in itself is illegal. It doesn't make it legal. Last I checked, we're not in a banana republic. We are bound by a constitution. There is a procedure, and Shaina can have her diatribe, but ask ma'am to please tell me under what article, under what provision, under what legal metric has what has been done to Rahul Gandhi legal. I'm not only quoting articles of the Constitution, I will also give you Lily Thomas's judgment, where it basically said until there is a final judgment on a person's conviction, you cannot disqualify them. And the president has to disqualify them.
No, but there is a conviction. 1 minute, Aishwarya Mahadev, I want to understand this. There is a conviction. There is a conviction.
A conviction that they've given 30 days to go on appeal. A full and final conviction is also different from
but it is a conviction nevertheless. It is a conviction nevertheless.
You are beyond a pedestrian argument. There is a difference between a conviction and actual sentencing. There is a process of appeal, and obviously
No, but you quoted Lily. 1 minute, Aishwarya Mahadev, you can hurl names at me and call me pedestrian. But what you quoted just now on Lily Thomas, and I'm trying to understand this, what you quoted just now is when there is a conviction, this comes into play. Now you're saying conviction versus final sentencing. In this case, there was a conviction.
Lily Thomas, no.
And if you think that the procedure is wrong, are you challenging this in court? 1 minute. Aishwarya Mahadev, let me just ask you the question. If you think the procedure is wrong, you're saying that 5 dinon mein, from conviction of a Surat court, which will be challenged at some point, one presumes, to disqualification, to vacate your house notice has taken about 5 days. Where has been the legal response from Rahul Gandhi or the Congress party? If you're saying procedure was not followed, that these are pedestrian arguments, where is the legal challenge in court?
So basically, the court in Surat that gave us 168 or 170 odd pages of a Gujarati judgment was sent to the lawyers. The legal team has looked at the recourse. There is a legal team on the ground. The appeal lies to the session court. And the court itself has offered 30 days as a period of time for him to reply. Didn't it not vacate? Didn't it give him 30 days to do that? And first, all I'm asking is very simply this. The Constitution does not allow the Secretariat and the Speaker of the House clearly to disqualify anybody based on this. The Election Commission has to recommend to the President, not even the Parliament. Election Commission to the President offers
are you going to challenge his disqualification on these grounds?
We're saying this if the BJP has functioned, they haven't done it since 2014, and that is a fact.
I need to come in
Okay,
here,
1 minute. 1 minute. More people want to come in. Yes, Sandeep Ghosh. Sandeep Ghosh first. Yes.
I hold Aishwarya in very high regard. She's a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. So is our friend Tehseen, who's on the channel. I'm no lawyer, but I've heard two lawyers, not of BJP, whom I hold in very high esteem. One is one gentleman called Kapil Sibal, who used to be in the Congress some time ago. He is on record on your sister channel to say the Parliament Secretariat has got really no option but to disqualify him after that judgment. The second gentleman is another gentleman called Aryaman Sundaram, who has said this in an extensive interview with Karan Thapar, exactly the same view. So I will not try to double guess them. Having said that, we are in a very interesting time. If somebody is given a parking ticket, it becomes an attack on democracy. So some of my friends in the opposition say they are carrying their party membership cards with them. So whenever they're giving a speeding or parking ticket, they show it and say that, don't please attack democracy by booking us. So we have got into this stage. And yesterday, somebody who is again a very stalwart Congress official, Mr. A.K. Antony's son, Anil Antony, said in another show, that the problem is today, we think the Gandhi family's problem is India's problem. I am not worried if Mr. Rahul Gandhi, rightly or wrongly, is asked to leave, and it's very gracious of him to have accepted that. And it's even more gracious of him having made all the stances today. I believe he has deleted all his tweets about Savarkar from his timeline. That shows again a great, I think, sensibility. But having said that, I would be much more worried in a democracy if my poor people are evicted from their homes. They don't have a recourse. Somebody like me or you.
No, but Sandeep Ghosh, that's not what we're talking about today. That's not what we're talking about. You're conflating issues, aren't you, sir?
Let's not make too much.
No, but आज का वो topic है ही नहीं. If people are being evicted from their homes.
Why are we seeing in motives? You see, in the government, the Parliament Secretariat doesn't act in the same way as your RERA court in a town. They have done this sort of thing. Some people have asked for extension. They've got extension. Some have refused. They've not vacated.
Have you seen such speed? Okay, Sandeep Ghosh, have you ever seen such speed in movement or something in the government? Three working days.
Even the Lakshadweep
3 working days since the Surat court order.
Even the Lakshadweep MP's case, there was speed, but he went to court, got a stay. So fair enough, Mr. Rahul Gandhi did not go and get a stay, and therefore the law has taken its own course. Nothing prevented him from getting a stay in 5 days. I'm sure
Rahul Gandhi's problems should not be the big issue. Tehseen Poonawalla, your response to this?
Tell me, after Ahmed Patel, nobody can read Gujarati in Congress.
Your response to this? Nobody. No, I mean now, Sandeep, come on. After Ahmed Patel, nobody can read Gujarati. Now, thoda below the belt.
They're saying that 5 days a Gujarati judgment we can't read. Is that an excuse?
That's not.
Why
can I please come in
legally? Why are they slow legally? Then why should that be a concern? Anyway, Tehseen Poonawalla, please come in. Is following procedure an attack on Rahul Gandhi, and is that then an attack on democracy? Should we look at it that way?
Tamanna, grateful finally I've come into the show, and couple of points I want to make. One, Rahul Gandhi has rightly said that he's not, he will, as per procedure, give up that house, which he's been gracious about. The point is not about following procedure. The point is about arbitrarily following procedure. Congratulations if the government followed procedure in Rahul Gandhi's case. How come the same government did not follow procedure in Ghulam Nabi Azad's case? How many days since Ghulam Nabi Azad ji is not an MP? He continues to retain his bungalow. Why is this duplicity? Let me give you one more further example. Sandeep, I don't expect you to intervene. I never interrupted you. My viewers don't like it.
Please don't ask for an extension.
Please don't do it.
Rahul Gandhi can also ask for it.
No, 1 minute. Let Tehseen finish his point. He's been waiting patiently. Let him finish his point. 1 minute. Let him finish his point. Yes.
Yeah. This is typical. When you're cornered, you will interrupt so the viewers can't hear the truth. So Ghulam Nabi Azad, for whom the Prime Minister shed buckets of tears in Parliament, and Ghulam Nabi Azad shed buckets of tears in Parliament, there they don't take the house for each other. But for Rahul Gandhi ji, this happened. That's fine. You may take it. He comes from a family that's been martyred for this country. I don't think the house in Lucian's matters to him. The house, you can keep it for any of the BJP MPs and also make a private tunnel underneath it. No problem about that. Let's come towards the sum and substance of it. Sandeep rightly spoke about the Lakshadweep MP, Mohammed Faisal. The Lakshadweep MP went to the Honorable High Court, got a stay and a suspension on his sentence. The Supreme Court stayed the Election Commission decision to have an election in Lakshadweep and even came down heavily on the Election Commission. Has the Speaker, which acted in super haste, illegally, I must say, and I concur with Aishwarya there, in case of Rahul Gandhi, has they reinstated the Lakshadweep MP back to Parliament? There you're not taking away the rights of the constituents. How come all these decisions of disempowering people only happen from the opposition, whether it is ED raids or whether it is disempowering them? The Lakshadweep MP, when he's been reinstated, as Sandeep said, why is he not back in Parliament? Let me make one more point. This bizarre allegations of Rahul Gandhi, why haven't you gone to a higher court of law? Let me put it on record of somebody who knows something of what's happening. They are moving to a higher court. It will happen this week. The reason is not only because of translation. You see, this judgment within itself, and I believe so, and Aishwarya is a lawyer, and she's the official spokesperson of the Congress, is so, in my opinion, has so many flaws in it. You want to address all the flaws, some of which with constitutional directions from the Honorable Supreme Court need to be put as precedent. That also needs to be translated into Gujarati and put absolutely correctly. So you have to make a watertight case. Now the day is 30 days. Well, are you going to get a gold medal if it happens in one day? In any case, you have a 30-day limitation to go to court. So you might as well put up a good case, a good fight. Otherwise, the same Sandeep, for whom I have a lot of respect, will be on your show and say they did a shoddy job. So let them do a good job. They're doing a very good job about it, and they will be going to court this week. And I'm saying this on authority on national TV.
Okay, they're going to go to court. I wouldn't say admissible, but the perceived delay in legal action is something that has been pointed out by the BJP as well. Why was there no senior law in the Surat court?
But the BJP...
Why was there no senior law in the Surat court? Why has this been taking so much time? You know, has Rahul Gandhi been abandoned? But okay, that's a bit of shadow boxing. Let me come to you, Sandeep Ghosh, since Tehseen responded to you specifically on the examples he gave. Now, there are two ways to look at it. One is rule is rule is rule, right? You get convicted, so then you get disqualified, then you lose your official bungalow. All of that is happening. Pat us on the back for doing it so quickly. But then the counter question is, were you so quick on other cases? Are you so quick on anything else? Does this smack of politics? Are you trying to drive home a political point? That's the question.
I anticipated Tehseen's question because he had tweeted this. That's why I had answered this in my initial thing. I said there are people who make requests for extension or people who refuse to vacate, in which case they go into litigation. And Rahul Gandhi did neither of this, for which I commend him.
Can I reply? Can I reply?
So, Tehseen, you're giving away all your debate points.
No, I'm not giving away my debate points. I also anticipated this. And I know that the fact is that I do my research phenomenally well. Therefore, Tamanna, you call me on the show. Can the BJP spokesperson please show me a notice served to Ghulam Nabi Azad? An eviction notice. Show it to me right now. दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी कर दो. अरे eviction notice भी नहीं भेजा for him to apply. आपको बता रहा हूँ. Second cheese. China ji, just one answer, and I will keep quiet. I like Aishwarya, who's more articulate than me to take over. But China ji, just answer this one question. There's a gentleman by the name of Babubhai Bokaria who served as a minister under Shri Narendra Modi ji, a cabinet minister under Shri Narendra Modi ji, when Shri Narendra Modi ji was chief minister of Gujarat. Babubhai Bokaria was convicted as a minister and was in jail. And let me tell you, Shaina ji, Shri Narendra Modi ji as chief minister did not dismiss him. He continued to serve as minister in the Narendra Modi government in Gujarat. Why did the same law and the speed of law and the morality not apply to Babubhai Bokaria, Shaina ji, who was a minister?
Shaina, your response? Yes, Rahul Gandhi can ask for an extension. He's chosen not to.
So firstly,
but you know, if you're saying it's all procedure, why different pace for different MPs? Yes.
No, Tehseen, my friend, asked about Ghulam Nabi Azad ji. I mean, if he has asked for an extension, it is the prerogative. It is also the prerogative of Mr. Rahul Gandhi. If he chose to ask for an extension, I at the outset said that it's great that he has said that he doesn't want this kind of entitlement and he is happy to vacate. The fact is that this is procedural, whether you want to accept or not. And if one continues to make this as if it's a scheme to intimidate a particular party or particular leadership, I would go to the other extent of saying this is about probity and propriety in public life and in politics, and everyone needs to lead by example.
Are you showing the same standards for all? China and see. The question is, are you showing the same speed, attention, and the same pace for everyone?
Absolutely.
Where is, you know, Tehseen has asked, where is the notice to Ghulam Nabi Azad?
Tamanna, you may choose to... Tamanna, you may choose to selectively pick up few cases. I would go to the extent of saying that if there has been a recommendation where somebody has asked for an extension, what is the premise on which that extension has been given? If somebody has not replied to an eviction or somebody has, and if one chooses to deal this with prejudice, with their rights is their own prerogative in public life. I want to only say that if you're going to make this into this entitlement for a particular family to believe that public property can be theirs forever and ever, that's not the case. And it should not be. And if one chooses to make this a matter of few days versus many days,
membership of the parliament.
Now, you know, that I think is... Absolutely.
It's linked to his membership of the parliament in which he was disqualified.
Let's see
according to Aishwarya Mahadev, he was disqualified incorrectly.
To the Gandhi family. This belongs to the citizens of this country.
Okay. No, all of Lutyens, Delhi's, bungalows belong to the citizens of this country. The way politicians of every hue and color have hung on to those perks for dear life is well known, well documented, and that is across party lines. That's a different discussion for a different day. No one wants to leave their official perks. Rahul Gandhi is not contested. He's written a letter today saying, yes, it's fine. It will go to court, presumably. Aishwarya Mahadev, the question that Sandeep asked, why 5 days to translate from Gujarati? Is the Congress's crack legal team dragging its feet? Because this is one thing that your party is known for. You have a lot of top lawyers. Why has it taken so long? Why wasn't there a top lawyer in the Surat court or ensuring that the procedure was followed there, or you didn't come to this state? Was this curveball not seen coming by the Congress?
You know, Tamanna, first, I think it is the prerogative of the legal team of Mr. Rahul Gandhi as to how long that they want to take when it files an appropriate response. And Tehseen has also made that very clear. And I don't think that the legal team is going to sit and listen to the opinions of people that do not talk about law, do not talk about fact, and basically go on air to have these, again, platitudes and rhetoric about what is actually reality. And Tamanna, let's make it very clear. Shaina NC here talks about entitlement. She talks about everything belongs to the people and what not. One second, when the Gandhi family and a majority chunk of Congress leaders had their security cover downgraded, mind you, this is a family that had lost family members and who were martyred. None of them complained. None of them said absolutely anything. The grace with which they handled themselves when they moved and they accommodated what they had to do, there is absolutely no entitlement there. And second, I don't know what debate anybody came prepared for, but because Mr. Rahul Gandhi clearly has said
there are many other leaders who have done exactly the same. So I don't think this is a one-upmanship or a competition of one leader versus another.
1 minute, let her finish. Shaina NC, let her finish. Shaina NC, let her finish.
Eviction notice, and he evicted himself. You cannot.
Bit of law that I know.
No, but this is not a competition, Tamanna.
I understand.
Let her finish.
Done is legal. Absolutely no part of this is legal. Sandeep.
So will you be challenging the procedural lapses? No, Aishwarya ji, will you be challenging the procedural lapses? Will you be challenging the procedural lapses if you're saying the way Rahul Gandhi was disqualified is illegal? You're maintaining that the decision made and the process followed was illegal. Will you be challenging those procedural lapses as you see them? And if so, why not so far?
Okay, as a lawyer first, substantial questions of law and the implementation of such do not get discussed in a session court. It obviously goes up for higher sort of appeal as and when it happens. Mr. Sandeep Ghosh spoke about 2 lawyers that were there. I can tell you, from Mr. Manish Tiwari to Abhishek Manu Singhvi to P. Chidambaram and also Mr. Salman Khurshid, all of them have opined about the fact that this judgment is bad in law. One. Second, did that court even have the locus? Did the petitioner even have the locus to look into it? Tamanna, let me make it very simple. For all your conversation of entitlement, for all the conversation about nobody's, all we're saying is this: what has happened, this rapid lightning blitzkrieg of action or whatever, is patently founded on unconstitutional means. I'm not going to one-up anybody with lawyers. I'm telling you commonsensically, what has been done is wrong. If not, you can even look at a man that used to head the Lok Sabha recently in the Hindu on his article telling you precisely who is allowed to do it. BJP can take all the action that they do, but the last I checked, there is a constitution, there are also the courts, there is a procedure, and there is due process to be followed, none of which has been done here. This is a spectacle for them. They want to basically make this a pole plank on an agenda, while Mr. Rahul Gandhi is going to remain unfazed. The Congress is going to take this fight because all of this is distractionary from the larger issue in the country, that this government is being run by one particular A. And that is what the BJP keeps trying to sideline and take away from. Imagine a private entity having an entire parliament and government defend him. That's all.
So Rahul Gandhi is unfazed.
This is nothing but theatrics, optics, and no substantiated
1 minute.
proof.
I want to get
what he has done even overseas. Tried to defame India, tried to defame agencies, tried to defame
please let me get in a quick word from Sandeep Ghosh, and this is an important question.
1 minute. No, but where are we going, Tamanna? We have a lot to say. There is no agenda, no vision plan. There is only theatrics and optics as far as
the questions for Sandeep Ghosh. I'm going to request help so that he can hear my question and, you know, we can hear his answer. Sandeep Ghosh, if you're saying this is all procedural process, what is being done is right, it's by the rules, then if this entire disqualification is overturned, because, you know, the Congress believes it's bad in law, they're going to go to a higher court, will we have to see how soon all of this is reversed? How soon the membership of the of Parliament is reversed? How soon the, access to a house which is allotted as an MP is reversed? Will that be the true test? If you're lightning quick, as Aishwarya Mahadev says, it's a blitzkrieg, she describes it as, in stripping away Rahul Gandhi of those rights and entitlements. If tomorrow that entire judgment in the Surat court is quashed, we'll have to see how quickly all of this comes back, isn't it?
Absolutely. We'll come back on this debate on the show, and if BJP doesn't do it, I'll be the first person to indict them. So I am, I have no, we can argue whether this appears like vendetta or this appears like making an example out of it. But what I don't accept right now, it's unconstitutional. I think government would be as mindful of the constitutionality, knowing that how it can hit back. And what they're talking about, the legal prowess of the Congress, I only wish that legal prowess was also put into application before the judgment came. From whatever evidence available, I don't think Congress took this case seriously. Otherwise, if they're saying it is so patently wrong, it is so patently, iniquitous and unconstitutional, it could, with their, one thing Congress nobody disputes is their legal acumen. They've got the best of lawyers from the lowest level.
Exactly. We'll see that in action. Tehseen, I'm out of time, but I'm giving you 10 seconds, please. 10 seconds closing comments, and I have to wrap. Yes.
Viewers must know is the speed at which they've acted against Shri Rahul Gandhi ji shows that they are all out to defend the friends of the government, and they don't want to discuss the issues of the time that we want to discuss, which is unemployment and the economy fading. Therefore, they're targeting Mr. Gandhi. It shows for the first time the BJP is rattled since the Bharat Jodo Yatra with Mr. Gandhi.
Okay, that's one way of looking at it. The BJP says that it's the Congress who wants to distract from the issues. Is the Congress who wants to distract from the issues by making a hue and cry about this notice to vacate his official bungalow. We'll take a very short break, but I want to thank all of you for joining us on the first debate. Very interesting topic that we're discussing on the other side as well. Israel's democracy is 75 years old, and they're facing their biggest test ever. Yesterday, Benjamin Netanyahu put on pause a very controversial set of laws which will completely overhaul the way their judiciary works. But is that going to be enough? We come back with that issue after this very short break.